Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Robbers Cave in Oklahoma City for tonight's preseason ball game. The Vancouver Legion and the Oklahoma City Renegades, alongside Easy Temple. I am Cameron Irvine. How you doing, Easy?
Pretty good, Cam. Excited to see this game get kicked off.
It's going to be a quick flight out to Baltimore for the second game of our doubleheader for me. Easy is rested up, all cozy tonight here in Oklahoma City, where the Renegades, a full new rebrand in their new old colors. Deacon Nickens, Dave Drury leading the field. The coin toss is next. Vancouver in their all white this evening lose the toss. Oklahoma City will receive. And we're all set and ready to go here on the SFL on YouTube. Welcome to the broadcast. Oklahoma City's got the ball on the tee. Johnny Omega is the kicker. And we are underway. Kick it! This is from the 10-yard line, and the Legion on the return. That is Chris Braun, who played for the DC Dragons a long, long time ago, returning that kick up at the 27-yard line. His first action at receiver in about 3 years.
Oklahoma City coming off a 3-9 season. It'll be interesting to see how their defense comes out with two rookies taking the cornerback and strong safety positions.
No rookie on the Vancouver side. Tom Pepper back to pass, and he starts the night with a pass complete out to Brett Killian, who runs into Omega on the sideline, picks up 3. If it looks a little weird that the bottom left-hand corner of your screen doesn't have anything there, well, the preseason presentation is still a work in progress, but we're getting there.
Vancouver having Tom Pepper come over from Indianapolis, as well as Ashley Finch. Sad to see them both go, but I wish them luck with Vancouver this season.
Two receivers both to the top of the screen for Pepper, calling out an audible after a 3-yard gain on the first offensive play tonight. And Pepper's going down on his sack, a 6-yard loss in the backfield. That sack made by, didn't catch a number there at the beginning, but Dave Drury making the play, and he had an unbelievable rookie season.
Yeah, Vancouver's going with the 3 wide receiver key players this year, hoping to go with the pass.
Pepper on a 3rd down and long, and he fires deep down the field. It's caught at midfield. Pass is complete deep to Chris Braun, and an excellent start for Vancouver.
Vancouver may find a little bit hard to pass this time, as Oklahoma City is filled up with 2 linebackers, 2 quarterbacks, a free safety, strong safety. So they're going to be looking to defend the pass more than the actual run.
They're led by Drury, who's already got a sack early, and Pepper with a 3-step drop back. They've been all pass early, and that ball nearly intercepted over the middle of the field in coverage. That was Elvis Schumacher making the play.
Tom Pepper's going to have to be a little more accurate with his passes if they're going to move this ball downfield through the air.
Ball's at the 49. Chris Braun with the big play to get them their first move of the chains of the night. 2 backs and 2 receivers. And the handoff for the first time tonight to Sanchez. And Avon Sanchez gets around the end and picks up 7 yards to the OKC 42-yard line. And Sanchez, who was a fullback last year, back to running back, where many say he belongs.
Yeah, with the changes in cap space, a lot of teams have moved from fullback to the halfback. It'll be interesting to see how Sanchez adapts to the change in position.
The Sanchez, as Vancouver owner Andy Hamilton calls him. 3rd down and 3, and Pepper will throw and will complete another first down. Brett Killian out to the Renegade 24-yard line, and this is a really nice start for Tom Pepper and the Legion offense.
Yeah, this is something Oklahoma City doesn't want to see a veteran quarterback starting to pick apart their secondary deep.
8:38 to go. It is preseason. It is early. And Sanchez gets the handoff and picks up nothing. And so it'll bring up 2nd down and 10 with 8:26 to go in the first quarter. Nearly 3 minutes sucked off this first quarter clock.
Oklahoma City also has a very young team. It may take them a while to sort of gel as a unit. Other than their tight end, none of their team has more than 3 seasons in the league.
Back to pass, Tom Pepper against a blitz. It got picked up. Pepper floats one across his body. That pass is caught by Mickey Martino. A pickup of about 5.5, but an excellent play by Pepper and an even better blitz pickup there will bring up 3rd and 4.
That's something we got used to with Tom in Indy. When he feels the pressure, he's got that quick release to get the ball out of his hands.
Now in the red zone, this is a 3.5-minute drive to start the ball game for the Legion, and Pepper sidearm throws a pass inside the 10, caught down to the 6-yard line. That pass complete to Killian. Pepper check that, Martino. Pepper 5 of 6 for 65 yards. What an opening drive.
Yeah, with Andy Hamilton's investment in his wide receiver core, he's got to be happy to see them being so productive so early.
So it'll bring up a 1st and goal rather at the 6 after Pepper's 5th completion of the opening drive. Martino is out to the top of the screen. Killian to the bottom. Martino, the former San Francisco Shark in this retooled Vancouver Legion squad, otherwise known as the meme team. Oh gosh, I screwed that one up. Meme team on Discord. I'm not saying that again tonight. Flag on the play. MeUndies laundry on the field as Sanchez is wrapped up for a 3-yard loss, but it won't matter.
Yeah, the veteran able to change the cadence and pull the defender off sides. Nice free play.
So that'll put it half the distance to the 3-yard line, as jumping offside was Damon Myslinski, the longtime veteran of this Oklahoma City Renegades defensive front.
I can understand investing so heavy in wide receivers, they'd want to pass, but in this kind of situation, Vancouver really needs to try to run the ball. And it looks like they're going to do so.
Yeah, it looks like it, although Pepper is calling an audible, but no receivers on the field, just a bunch of tight ends here with 2 backs in the backfield, and they're going to hand it off on a delay to Sanchez, and Sanchez isn't going anywhere. Doubled up right around the line of scrimmage by Dave Drury and Nello Barber, who joined the team mid-season and got a pay bump in the offseason with a new contract.
Yeah, that's got to make OKC happy knowing that they're able to stop that run up the middles.
Now they'll spread it out a little bit more here on 2nd and goal. This drive has been nearly 6 minutes long now for Vancouver. Oklahoma City would love to get a stop. Back to pass, Pepper, and Tom Pepper running out of time. Floats one, and it got batted around and nearly intercepted, looking for Killian. Pass incomplete, just the 2nd incompletion for Pepper on the opening drive, but Nello Barber in coverage, and what a play by the OKC defense.
Yeah, Tom had plenty of time back there. It just the coverage is just too good for him to have anyone to go to.
Pepper under center, 3rd down and goal from the 3, halfway through the first quarter. One way to keep Deacon Nickens in check. Handoff to Avon Sanchez, and Vancouver has a touchdown.
And that's exactly what Vancouver needed to do. Show that they have the strength in the run. OKC had matched up, looked like man coverage, and it was just a quick, easy walk-in for the halfback.
So score for Vancouver. They take a 6-0 lead, and what an opening drive here on the road. A 5-minute, 16-second drive puts Vancouver up 6, probably 7-0 here, as kicker Ashley Finch, first time Vancouver's ever had a star kicker, I do believe, in her 2nd season. Previously played where was he? Well, yeah, in Indianapolis as a different player, but bringing her kicker out of retirement, it's escaping me where she was a year ago. So Vancouver takes a 7-0 lead. We'll have a look at Oklahoma City's star roster in just a moment. Oh, my mistake. Vancouver had a star kicker last year, Eric Walsh, I believe. As that return goes up to the 29-yard line, returning kicks tonight for Oklahoma City is Devonta Duncan. So Oklahoma City's stars look like this: 6 on offense, a very talented offense this year, easy, with 3 receivers and a tight end and star running back J.W. Doyle along with Deacon Nickens.
Yeah, 2 of those wide receivers are rookies. Rich Pritchard looked really, really good in the rookie showcases here.
And MeUndies laundry on the field again, but J.W. Doyle with a stiff arm is out in the open field. Breaks another tackle. Doyle 30, Doyle 20, still going all the way to the 17-yard line. I have a feeling that is going to be declined, and Oklahoma City's going to have a first down in the red zone.
Yep, J.W. Doyle returning for his 2nd year, definitely looking strong. He's definitely had a good workout this off-season. He's looking nice in his opening play.
Get a chance to look at this major stiff arm again. That one was on Mark Lopez. So sorry, Mark. That is rough. And what a run for Doyle. And this drive I don't think is going to be as long as Vancouver's was on the opening. So 7-0 Vancouver, but possibly not for long. What a run for Doyle. Down to the 18-yard line of Vancouver. 3 receivers, 2 backs in the backfield, and Deacon Nickens will hand it off to Doyle one more time and spins right into a gob of pressure. That's Levant Irvine, the former Las Vegas Fury member, making the tackle for a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, the Vancouver brought in Irvine specifically. He's sort of a mercenary in the linebacker position, looking to get paid, and he's a savvy veteran.
2nd and 12, back of the 19, and Nickens' first pass of the night is complete, dragging defenders down to the 12. That pass caught by Rich Pritchard, who was the 3rd pick in the SFL rookie draft. A big night for Rich, and he gets his first catch.
That's exactly what OKC is going to need to do. Get their rookies involved early, get them comfortable, let them understand that they belong here in the SFL as well.
3rd down and 4 at the 12. Chat shout-outs are coming, including you, Chris. 2 receivers, 1 to either side, as Nickens will throw on 3rd down and 4. Deacon Nickens' pass is caught for a touchdown, Oklahoma City. That did not take long, as the Oklahoma City Renegades and Shea Carroll are in the end zone.
I can tell you right now, Cam, Oklahoma City didn't look like a 3-9 team on that last drive.
Man, Carroll running a slant over the middle, right past Champion. And the Oklahoma City Renegades are an extra point away from tying the ball game. And what a start to this first quarter. Extra point coming from Johnny Omega to try to tie the ball game at 7. And Omega's extra point is up and good. It's 7-7 here with 4:11 to go in the first quarter. In Oklahoma City, an exciting start. Both teams scoring on their opening possession. Chris Covers said in the chat room, I've been watching games for a few years. I have to say, I really love what everyone has done with this league. It really feels like a professional broadcast with the graphics you guys put together, and we appreciate that very, very much. Thank you for the love. Andrew Hamilton, Michael Irvine, Ronnie Nickens, Tom Rahman, Marie Spurgeon, Bulldog Lover, Levant Mercer, Chris Covers, and many others in the chat tonight as Braun returns it up to the 26-yard line.
It'll be interesting to see how the defense has played out. Neither team has invested in any star players up on the line. I would hope that these teams would try to take advantage of that in the run game.
We'll look at Vancouver's stars in just a moment with 4:07 to go in the first. Tie game at 7. Both defenses have not shown up quite yet. Tom Pepper back to pass. Deep ball down the field. Pass is tipped up in the air and incomplete. Good defense there from Oklahoma City. Who stands out to you easy on this Vancouver roster?
Well, the big one is Tom Pepper. I think he's going to be a big question mark for Vancouver. We had him on our team. He's known for being a good dinker dunker. I don't know if he's got the arm to go deep, and sometimes he makes some poor decisions, as you could see when he threw in triple coverage in that last play.
Hey, Flower Puff is here too. That's Thomasina Rahman, another rookie player and another female player in the SFL playing in her first game. She wears number 29, so look for her out on the field tonight as Sanchez gets the carry and picks up 6, brings up 3rd down and 4 after the Pepper incompletion. Sanchez 3.2 yards a carry so far.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty happy I don't have to call the next game there, Cam. I get to actually watch this first female take the field at quarterback. Pretty excited on seeing that.
2 receivers, 2 backs in the backfield for Vancouver. And Pepper drops to throw. Tom Pepper firing into traffic. That's incomplete. We have our first defensive stop of the night. Dropping back in coverage was Drew Salazar. And that'll force a Vancouver punt from Jess Johnston.
Yeah, Vancouver's offensive coordinator is really going to have to work to help Tom out with some of that decision making and getting him some quick, easy completions and not having to make him force him to go deep and into coverage.
Certainly looked good on the first drive. A lot of passes to the outside through the middle has not been as successful for Pepper here in the first quarter, but Vancouver will punt it away. And Andrew Hamilton, you're posting some errors for me in graphics. If you have some, please send me in a DM so we can get them corrected. From the 30, Oklahoma City, nice return there up to the 37-yard line. That's Nello Barber returning punts and kicks, and Oklahoma City will set up for their second possession as Barber waves off Tyvon Boyd, who was trying to talk some smack.
OKC able to get their first stop. Now let's see if Vancouver's defense can do so.
Well, look at that average. She's not going to have that for the rest of the night, so you better look at it while you can. 25.5 yards per carry for J.W. Doyle. And another offside penalty. Doyle going to get the handoff. They'll accept that one. More MeUndies laundry on the field tonight. That's already the 3rd penalty of the first quarter.
Yeah, we had that happen in the game last night, too. The older, savvy quarterbacks, they just change their cadence and they get that defensive line to jump.
So that flag on Devon Woods the third, 6'6", 305 on that defensive front. The clock keeps moving as they accept the penalty to bring up 1st down and 5.
First and 5 from your Renegades, 42 yards.
All right, here we go. 2:53 to go in the first quarter. And Deacon Nickens at quarterback for Oklahoma City will flip it out to Doyle, who gets some great blocking. And Doyle's got a 1st down to the Vancouver 49-yard line. That may be a candidate for the Everscroll block of the game. That was stellar. Get another look.
Yeah, the defense is playing sort of back off the line, which is going to open up those sweep plays.
Tackle made by Lopez, who got stiff-armed out the gym on that first run for Doyle of the night. 1st and 10 at the Legion 49-yard line. Nickens goes with a 2-receiver set. Oh my goodness, Vancouver jumped again. What is going on out there, Easy? More MeUndies laundry on the field, and I don't see this many flags in an SFL game very often.
Well, when you don't pick up star players, you're going to get less than star performance.
Ouch.
Luckily, this is preseason, so this is one of the times you're getting the jitters out, trying to settle them in before the real games come.
Jenkins busting the move in the wrong direction for Vancouver, so bring up 1st and 5 again at the 44. And Nickens, who has a touchdown pass to Shea Carroll already tonight, has not had to do too much to make Oklahoma City successful in their red and blue and yellow tonight for the first time. They had a similar look a few seasons ago, but this by far I think may be their best look they've ever had as Doyle picks up 2 yards.
It looks like Vancouver's decided to sit a little bit shallow with their zone just to keep an eye on the OKC running back.
1:25 to go in the first, and look at that stacked box on this play here, and Nickens going to try to flip it out to Doyle, and the block just couldn't get out there in time. Nickens still stuck at 20 yards, and Oklahoma City stuck at 3 to go, third down.
With 3rd and 3, that still opens the whole entire playbook for Nickens, so let's see what they come up with.
59 seconds to go in the first quarter. 2 backs, 2 receivers. Flip it out to Doyle, nothing doing. Loss of 2 yards. And Vancouver's been really good up front in the interior with Frank Champion and Levant Irvine holding things down along with the rest of that front 7. And Oklahoma City's drive ends in a whimper. So OKC will kick it away. Fair catch call for short punt down to the 13-yard line with 21 seconds to go. And make sure to stay connected with the SFL by following us on our social channels, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram, all at /SimulationFL, where we are loading legends.
Definitely looks like both defenses are able to settle in and get a stop. Now the offense going back to work.
1st and 10 at the 13. 21 seconds to go. Avon Sanchez in the backfield. And he'll take the handoff, hurdle over a man on the ground, picks up just 3, and that'll probably bring us to the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, that's a good, strong run. In my playbook, if you can get 3 yards on a run, you're doing pretty well.
And that's going to end the first quarter of work. The score, Vancouver 7 and Oklahoma City 7. It was a fun one. We got 3 more, and then another game after that. Doubleheader of preseason action tonight on the SFL Network on YouTube, presented by APM Music. Pepper going to start the quarter on a 2nd down and 7, and the ball is flipped up in the air, and oh man, I thought Killian there just for a moment came back and caught that football, but instead it falls incomplete. Clark in coverage.
Another dangerous pass. The ball starts getting batted around. It's up to the defenders to catch that thing.
10:56 left in the second quarter, and Pepper's gone cold after starting 6 for 7. 3rd down and 7 now at the 16-yard line. Back to pass. Tom looks near sideline, caught by Martino, who's already got 3 receptions in the first half, up to the 24-yard line for a 1st down.
Yep, Tom is one of those quarterbacks. You're going to give him time. He's going to find an open receiver, and the quick out to the right for an easy completion.
No challenge by Oklahoma City. Those passes to the sideline always a little bit risky. 3 receivers, 2 backs in the backfield, including a fullback and Sanchez. Nickel look for the Renegades. Back to pass, Pepper. Pepper's got a good pocket. That pass caught over the middle by Killian for a 1st down to the 38-yard line. And Brett Killian and Mickey Martino, well, I tell you what, they look real sharp.
Oh, yeah. He's a big receiver. That's a nice big target for Peppers coming across the middle. He just towers over those defenders.
Pepper getting dragged down by Dave Drury, who was in help over the middle. 1st down to the 38. Drury's been really active tonight. Brady Clark in his 3rd season. Also on the field, Carroll, Clark, Drury, all 3-season veterans, along with Nickens. And, of course, Tiberius Bovine, the 10-season veteran, as Sanchez picks up 4, averaging 3.3 yards per carry. And you talked about your playbook in Indianapolis. You are now the head coach in Indianapolis, are you not?
I am, sir.
So that's
I was promoted over the season.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Congratulations on that promotion, and we'll see what Indy comes up with in terms of their branding here over the next couple of days. Look at Sanchez breaking a whole bunch of tackles, and he almost bursted through everybody. Jam Pearson saves the touchdown, the 18th pick in the draft, but a stellar run from Sanchez.
Yeah, having big runs like this will help Vancouver a lot. By doing that, it'll lock the defense to keep an eye on that running back, which potentially open up that play action pass for Tom Pepper to hit.
9:23 to go, second quarter, 7-7, two receivers left side. Legion and Renegades scored quickly to start this game, and both teams have settled down a bit defensively. As Pepper will hand it off to Sanchez, and he gets clobbered there over on the left side, and that once again is Salazar making the play. He's been all over the field, loss of 1.
Yeah, OKC was expecting run the whole time. They had, I think, everyone but 2 people up on the line.
More chat shout-outs to Mart, Wyclepid, Hawkeye's Assassin, or Hawkeye Assassins. Welcome into the broadcast as Sanchez isn't going anywhere. Once again tackled right at the line of scrimmage. Dante Akobe making the stop, 3rd down and long, and this gives us a chance to let you know that the SFL regular season starts Thursday, January 3rd. The Baltimore Vultures taking on the 2-time defending champion Alaska Storm. That is slated for the Twitch front page. And then Friday, January 4th, a battle of the top 2 draft picks this year as Dallas will take on St. Louis. Pepper, deep shot, 3rd and long, and it's knocked away by Oklahoma City. Far side, couldn't tell who made the play. I think it was Barber. Could have been Pearson. Either way, forces a 4th down and easy. A big point of contention for Oklahoma City's defense last year was the cornerback position, and they're hoping that that's much improved this season.
Well, that was a tremendous play right there. The wide receiver did have a step on him, but that jumping ability just to get up just high enough to get that hand on the ball and break it up. Great play.
4th down and 11, and another punt for Vancouver here. Back-to-back possessions now with a punt from the 11-yard line. Room to return. Barber, and that closed immediately. Looked like he had at least about 3 or 4 yards, and Barber gets smacked as soon as he caught it. So Oklahoma City will start in way deep their own territory.
Yeah, it looked like Barber was determining whether he wanted to get up after that hit. A little slow.
All right, 8:04 to go in the first half. 3 receivers for Oklahoma City. Tie ball game, both teams all 3 timeouts here early in Saturday night preseason action. And Doyle's not going anywhere. Frank Champion and Levant Irvine both in the backfield. And the Renegades' offensive line needs to do a better job.
Yeah, coaches in the SFL, they get within 10 yards of their goal line, and they get really, really conservative. You see a lot of runs.
7:40 to go. We'll see if Oklahoma City stays conservative. 8 in the box for Vancouver. 1 deep safety, and Doyle gets pounded again. Boy, Vancouver's defensive line is winning the battle up front here in the first half, and Irvine was also there to clean up.
Yeah, coaches got to be on the sidelines hoping they don't jump off sides again and give 3-5 yards in another play.
7:12 to go. It's a great point, Easy. Says I've already gotten called, I think, for 3 of the 4 offsides tonight. 4 receivers, 3 off to the right side. Nicken's going to throw, standing at his 5, floats it outside, got to turn the corner, and he stepped out of bounds at the 16-yard line, did Carroll. What a missed opportunity because Carroll had some room down the far sideline, but it's a 3 and out for OKC.
Yeah, that's just disheartening. You get the play, he's open in the flat. All he has to do is keep his feet in bounds, and he's got first down minimum.
Well,
instead, they're going to be punting.
This night is trying to live up to the first night of preseason, which if you missed it, Denver on a stop-and-go route from Giacomo Jones beats Alaska in the final minute of the ball game. It's preseason, but Alaska still lost for the first time in like 10 months as Braun returns up to midfield. And then, just when you thought that was exciting, the nightcap actually was the second game to finish as San Francisco's furious comeback fell short, losing to Tallahassee 24-21 in overtime. And then EZ was in Chicago, barely even made it here to Oklahoma City after a triple overtime barn burner that almost went to 4 overtimes as Vegas beat Chicago 27-24. It was a really wild night in the preseason and a fantastic way to start season 12. Sanchez picks up 3. What'd you think of that Chicago-Vegas game? How did you stay sane through all that stuff?
Well, I can tell you right now, we were rooting for any of the kickers to finally put one through the uprights at the end. And Craze finally did hit it.
You know, there were 27 punts in that game. Just looking at the box score last night, I was like, oh my gosh. 2nd and 7 for Pepper. Pepper's in trouble, and he's going to go down. A 5-yard loss as Oklahoma City's defensive front also getting home their fair share. That sack by Deacon Payne.
Yeah, just hurdled the offensive lineman, and there's not much that Tom could do.
No time whatsoever to throw the football. And that brings up 3rd down and 12 for Pepper and the Legion, who looked lights out on their opening possession and have been pretty cold since.
I think it's just a matter of the defense is actually starting to settle in.
3rd down, and there's some more settling in the backfield. A 7-yard loss. Dante Akobe getting the sack and the home run after the fact. It's 4th down and 19.
Ouch. You can't have your quarterback passing if you're not going to give him time. There's just nothing he can do.
5:20 to go in the first half. Back-to-back sacks for Oklahoma City. Their defense playing much better than on the opening possession from the 23-yard line. Barber in there again. Only up to the 25 in a fast-moving second quarter. 5:10 to go in the half.
Yeah, it's really nice to see close games this season in preseason, as it's starting to show that the level of skill amongst the players is pretty even across the rosters. And then when we get to the actual season, it'll come down to the coaching that'll determine the winners and losers.
Yeah, obviously close games in the preseason mean that builds are pretty even in terms of their talent level, or at least in that particular matchup, as Doyle breaks free, breaks a tackle, champion chasing, breaks another, 40, 30, one man to beat, and finally bringing him down, Dante West on the far side. What a run for Doyle.
Yeah, he just breaks through the line and is gone. This is exactly what you want to have to make your pass attack viable. The defenders are going to be keeping their eyes on Doyle, and they'll be inching up to the line, which should make the rookie receivers open.
So 4:45 left. J.W. Doyle's had 2 monster runs here in the first half at home at Robbers Cave, as Nickens against a late blitz picked up, pass caught, first down to the 10, 1st and goal, and the first catch of the night for Devonta Duncan, the undrafted rookie who's looking to make a major impact for the Renegades tonight.
Yep, get those rookies involved. That's what you need to have happen. So I'm really interested to see when that Bovine's going to get a catch or two here. I mean, you don't invest in having the second most costly tight end not to be utilizing them in your offense.
We'll see if Bovine can come alive here in the red zone. Lots of weapons for this Oklahoma City offense. I have a feeling that a lot of teams are going to become quite jealous of all their weapons as the season wears on, and we'll see if Oklahoma City can get them rolling. The handoff goes to Doyle up the middle, picks up 3, and really easy. That hasn't been the issue for Oklahoma City. Their offense has been in the top half over the last couple of seasons, but that defense has struggled.
Yeah, being a player on the defensive side, I think that's the most important thing you have to lock down is a good defense. The offense can come to you. Now, as far as OKC's offense, going with 3 wide receivers, tight end, halfback for star players, I got to like it. It matches up exactly what we're going to be running in Indy this season.
Doyle no gain, and some pushing and shoving there late in the play results in no flags. 3:20 to go first half. It's 3rd and goal from the 7. Have not had a field goal attempted tonight. And John Boy makes a good point about the vanilla game plans not really utilizing the tight end too much, although Hypo Kinloa made a strong impression for Denver last night. Pass is caught for a touchdown in the end zone, and that is Bovine. You called it, Mr. Easy Temple. Oklahoma City has the lead.
You don't pay the man to throw to rookies. But this is one of the beautiful things about having this setup with 3 wide receivers and tight end. Yes, you're going to be a little bit hindered with one of your star players sitting out most of the time, but you have the versatility of who you want to attack with your offensive weapons.
So now all 4 weapons have scored for Oklahoma City, or I'm sorry, have caught a pass. 2 of them have scored, Carroll and Bovine, and Duncan with his first catch on that last drive, and then Rich Pratchard with a catch on the opening series. And the Renegades have a 14-7 lead here in Oklahoma.
Come on, defense. Let's get a stop here.
Well, you want some more defense out there? Not
I
enough
like
for
defense
you?
on both sides. I'm sure for both defenses, to be honest. If the quarterback's not going down, I'm not happy.
Well, yeah, you're a defensive guy at heart. We definitely saw that in Indianapolis towards the tail end of last season. That defense was not letting opponents go anywhere as Chris Braun returns up to the 29-yard line. So 14-7, Tom Pepper and this Vancouver Legion offense back to work. They jumped out to a 7-0 lead in the first 6 minutes, and it has been all Renegades since. Got back-to-back sacks on that last drive, and we'll see what the boys in white can do with 3 minutes to go in the first half. Split backs for Pepper. He'll throw. And Pepper floats out. It's a fumble! Fumble ball's on the ground, and Oklahoma City has recovered at the 29-yard line. They're going to probably check to see if he had possession, but for now, Dave Drury recovers the fumble.
I'd be interested to see if that was an actual reception. Did he actually make a football move?
Looks like it. And actually, the recovery was by Deacon Payne, and we are going to see Harry's Razors close call, close shave challenge here.
I'd be throwing a flag as well.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at this again. Got to maintain possession, make a football move here. Watch Pepper, pass catch. He took a step. I don't know. That's hard to overturn, in my opinion.
That's number 62 under the hood, by the way.
It always is, isn't it? No, that's incomplete, or that's a ruling on the field stands. Forgive me, Vancouver is charged with a timeout, and Oklahoma City's going to end up forcing a turnover. What a stop for this defense.
Again, that's what we wanted to see, strong defense.
So 2:54 to go in the first half, and Oklahoma City is right back in scoring position. 2 receivers, 1 to either side for Nickens. Nickens starts it off with a run with Doyle, and man, he ran to the strong side of Vancouver's secondary, and that was nasty. Kerryon Wallace and Parker Peters combined for the stop, 2-yard loss.
Yeah, they're quick to get in the backfield. That's exactly what you want to see. You get a turnover, it's time for the defense to step up and help the offense out by keeping these guys from scoring points.
Doyle again, he couldn't get the block. He needed that initial block. Frank Champion makes the stop. Wallace is there again. No gain on the play, so 3rd down and 12. Not exactly what you want off of a forced fumble.
Yeah, this is going to be more in the Vancouver style for defense. They're more on the back end. So 3rd and long should be their strong suit.
Will they get the playoff before the 2-minute warning? They will not. That is the 2-minute warning. You're watching the SFL preseason presented by APM Music on the SFL Network on YouTube. Stay with us.
Yeah, I like the way the OKC took it down to the 2-minute warning. That's good play clock management. You don't need to be, if you happen to score, you don't need to be giving Vancouver any more time than necessary.
3rd down, 12. Nickens back to pass. Nickens deep ball down the middle. Caught, touchdown, Oklahoma City. And that one is caught by Pratchard. Nickens has hit 3 different receivers for touchdowns in the first half.
That's a good wide receiver for a rookie. That's what you want to see. Becoming highly active in your offense early.
Wow, Nickens is looking absolutely grand tonight. Having no issues with Vancouver's defense. And it's 20-7 Oklahoma City.
That's going to be one of the challenges of any of the SFL defenses that don't invest in any linemen, that you potentially be giving up some big plays downfield as the quarterbacks have more time back there to sort of pick the defense apart.
Can you believe there was a time, EZ, where nobody invested in defensive line? It's just an afterthought. That's not going to do much of anything.
Well, I can tell you right now that when I was drafted last year, James Richards was all in on having a defensive tackle, and because he knew how vital they could be. And he told me straight up, he's like, "You're coming to Indy and you're going to be a monster."
And that you were. How many sacks did you have against St. Louis? Must have been 6 or 7 that one day.
8.5.
No, you didn't have to look that up. You knew that. You knew that number.
Yeah, I was reminded quite often by my teammates when we had voting the Defensive Rookie of the Year.
1:50 to go in the first half, and Sanchez got away. Sanchez, one more, 45, and a game-saving tackle there. On the back end by Thomasina Rahman, making her first big play of her career.
Yeah, you got to wonder, where were your linebackers? If your line's not going to stop them, linebackers got to pick that guy up, and he was off to the races.
1:22 to go in the first half. Ball's at the OKC 43, and Vancouver trying to salvage what looked to be a very promising first half of play before Oklahoma City's Deacon Nickens went on a tear. Going no huddle here with 2 timeouts and 1:06 to go. Pepper going to throw. Pepper in trouble. Avoid a sack. It looked like a face mask. Oh, the pass is caught at the 12-yard line. What a play by Martino down the field, and Tom Pepper back there.
Tom Pepper might not have the strongest arm, but what he does have is composure. He's willing to sit into the pocket, take a hit, move from a sack, and throw that thing downfield.
And I don't think Martino caught that ball, which is sad for Pepper. We do have Harry's close call, close shave challenge, and I don't know about this one. This looked like a face mask right there. What a beautiful ball. I don't think he got inbounds easy.
Well, it's number 62. I'm going to say his call stands.
After review, the pass has been ruled incomplete. The catch was made out of bounds.
Incomplete. He's got you all kinds of turned around tonight. So Tom Pepper's pass gets thrown out, so it's 3rd down and 9 instead of a first down at the 12. Wipes away a 30-yard completion. That would have been one of the best plays of the preseason. And it's 3rd down and 9.
Now, did number 62 get 2 calls correct in replay?
Did he get 2 calls correct? I think so, although I don't even trust that.
Well, you know, there's rumors about him, so maybe he's turned a corner in his play call.
You're right. You know what? We got to give the guy some credit where credit's due, 2 for 2 here in the first half. 1 timeout left. Vancouver's going to have to punt this ball away. Or are they going for this? On 4th and 7, they're in the empty. With 56 seconds to go in the first, they're going to snap it. And Pepper's going down the middle, and it's knocked away. And OKC will take over. Brady Clark with the knockaway. And the Renegades will have 53 seconds and 3 timeouts to work with.
I gotta like that call, especially in preseason. You're deep into their half, their side of the field. Why not go for it? They're gonna have to go pretty much the length of the field. Be aggressive. The win, the L, it's not really gonna matter in preseason.
And I have to agree with you. And going empty, too, shows a lot of guts. 53 seconds to go in the first half, and Oklahoma City has a chance to pile on to their advantage. Nickens going to throw. Nickens going long. Pass is caught 40, 35, 30. Down the 20-yard line. What a bomb down the field for Deacon Nickens. And I didn't get a chance to look at who made the catch, but it was Pratchard in the end.
And it's that kind of turnaround that makes coaches not want to be aggressive the next time. You decide to go for it, you don't make it, and then your defense gives up a big play right behind it.
And the Renegades take one of their 3 timeouts, and man, 46 seconds to go in the first half. This is the exact opposite of what we saw last night, as the Vancouver Legion really struggling here on the road. In fact, all 3 road teams won last night in those close games. How's that not a fumble? We're calling that an incomplete pass. Wow, Duncan got the ball stripped by Mark Lopez, and they said he never had control.
That was a good punch out by Lopez.
Yeah, that was. AJ Levy, Ashley Jackson, James Richards, Tom Rahman, Fruit Bat joined us in the chat. Ronnie Nickens as well. 2nd down and 10. A busy night of SFL preseason action. 5 games tomorrow starting at 1 Central, so enjoy your NFL Week 17 day. Some of it with us, as Shea Carroll was out of bounds. It'll bring up 3rd down and 10 at the 20.
Yeah, that's more of a play, just bring it a little bit closer in for your kicker. And then being savvy enough to get out of bounds to stop the clock, so give you a couple more shots downfield.
4 receivers, 2 to either side. A dime look for Vancouver, trying to stop the bleeding here at 21-7 for the Renegades. Back to pass, Nickens. Clean pocket, Nickens with a check down. What a move by Doyle! He spun away from a second, but will not get the first down. Renegades will call a timeout, and I'm not sure. I think they might have thought that they got the first. Doyle 1 yard short of it, 4th and 1.
And that's just a heartbreaker. You put that effort in, you're pushing for every inch, and only to come up a yard short. But hey, take the 3.
So Omega will kick a 28-yard field goal. First field goal attempt of the night for Oklahoma City to try to give the Renegades a 17-point advantage here at home. Bad snap, but a really nice hold, and that field goal is good for Oklahoma City, 24-7. Renegades on top of Vancouver here in the first half.
Yeah, Michael Irvine's got to be really excited the way his team's performing right now. Again, a very young team, which could hopefully become the core of a very strong and savvy veteran team down the road.
All Oklahoma City since the first 6 minutes of this half, 24-7. They've outscored the Legion 24-0 over the last 17 minutes of action from the 8-yard line. Braun on the return will get to just the 25-yard line. Nice tackle on special teams there by Boo Mackey. And it's kind of surprising, Easy, when you think about the way this game has developed, because Vancouver has shown a lot of offense, particularly in the passing game, but just 7 points to show for it.
Yeah, but that's when you're running linebackers and quarterbacks as safeties as your star players, you're sort of going with the bend but don't break mentality. So you're willing to let those little dinks and dunks happen. You're just not looking to get hit, deep, which unfortunately for Vancouver is exactly what OKC's been able to do.
That's a good point. Sanchez lost the ball. It's recovered by Oklahoma City. Unbelievable with 6 seconds to go.
Oh, poor Vancouver. It's just when they're just trying to get anything to go, nothing is going right for them.
Drury forced the fumble, and he may have forced the first one for all we know, since we didn't get a good look at the forced fumble who forced the fumble. And Oklahoma City is going to get another chance at 3 points. This will be Omega from 41 yards. You don't often see 2 fumbles in the same half.
Nope, and you definitely don't expect your your halfback to be dropping the ball. You're being conservative. You're just trying to get a play off, and then
Oh, Omega missed the field goal.
Oh, nice.
What a waste.
Hey, that's a sigh of relief for Vancouver.
So the Sanchez fumble, he was upset on the bench, and now all of his teammates are going over to him and say, hey, it's all right. It's okay. Nothing happened. Pretend like it never happened.
But that's the difference between teams like Alaska and everybody else. They punish you for when you make a mistake.
So Oklahoma City misses a field goal that would have put them up 20. And instead, the final play of the first half will belong to Vancouver's offense. They'll go with the same play again. They just want to make sure that Sanchez is okay. Drury makes another tackle, so he's got 3 tackles, a sack, a forced fumble. He's doing it all tonight, and that is the end of the first half of play. What a fun first half. Not the closest game in the world, but a really fun half of football to call. First half stats and analysis is coming up right around the corner. Here on the SFL Network, here are your first half stats. What'd you think of the first 22 minutes, Easy?
Really surprised at how efficient OKC is. Again, Michael Irvin's got to be really excited with his young core. I mean, when I first looked down at the stat sheet and saw that everybody was under 3 seasons of experience and 4 rookies, you gotta think that Vancouver's going to take it to them, but it's just not the case.
J.W. Doyle set the tone there with that first run of the game. Both over 100 passing and receiving yards for the Renegades tonight. And, you know, Easy, if you're a team winning big in the preseason, I mean, what can you take away from it? Because obviously this playbook is not going to be sufficient when all the top coaches in the league are giving you their best game plans and scouting you on film and all that stuff. So what can you take away as a nice little nugget from the preseason, even if you get a big win like this?
Well, I don't think you exactly looked at the big win, but what you need to be seeing are your star players, the guys you invested in, the guys you brought in from other teams. Are they looking like you want them to look? If they're not, you got to be worried. But when your star running backs are taking it to the other team and getting big yards, that gives you sort of that vote of confidence, like, okay, now we can go ahead and build around these guys. Let's give them the playbook that's going to make them shine. Let's go put some points on the board.
And obviously Vancouver's got a whole nother half to play. Sanchez, 70 yards and a touchdown, not too shabby of a half until that fumble, with 109 yards for J.W. Doyle on the flip side of that. But that brings us to the end of the half.
You know, it's like throwing on the defense side. If you got non-star linemen and you think that they're making a lot of sacks and that's going to work for you when you get into the real season, I'd be thinking again, because the offensive coordinators are just too good. They're going to scheme around that.
Thinking about all the preseason action left in the SFL and stumbling over my words a little bit there at the end of the first half. My apologies. I should be near perfection always. But that's the way it goes. Devonta Duncan on the kickoff return of the 29-yard line, and the Renegades start with the football in a fresh half.
And our stats guys just sort of pointed out that the Vancouver star, Trey Lawson, at strong safety, isn't in the game. For whatever reason, was unable to get on the field, and that may be one of the reasons why you're seeing Oklahoma having such success deep.
Yeah, we've seen him out there sparingly, but you're right, have not seen him out there as much as we expected tonight. The strong safety 31, and Trey Lawson, obviously a very good strong safety, one of the better in the SFL. And so that's an interesting maybe Just trying to work him back in slowly into the picture. Don't want to get him too banged up before week 1. J.W. Doyle picks up a first down, and Vancouver is who are they taking on in the preseason? I know it's some good game out there. Or sorry, in week 1, yeah, they host Atlanta. Atlanta Swarm coming into town for Vancouver. Handoff goes to Doyle, and Doyle just gets, boy, he got pushed back far. Forward progress will put him at the 45-yard line, but Doyle bouncing off of defenders, tough to bring down tonight.
Yeah, it looked like he got pushed back twice the amount of yardage that he gained.
9:36 to go, third quarter, 24-7 for OKC. 2 backs and 2 receivers. Nickens, and off Doyle, and this time Doyle put down pretty quick. Boy, when Doyle is hit in the backfield, he doesn't go much anywhere, but once he gets past the line of scrimmage, he has had a ton of success. I know that sounds silly, but you know what I'm saying. Once he finds a hole, he has been able to get lots of yak yards or yards after first contact. 3rd down and 5 at the 45. Toss out to Doyle. Doyle's in trouble. He's going to go down, and that's going to be the end of that drive. Good stop by Vancouver. That's major key.
Yeah, Doyle has been typically one of those backs where if that initial hole isn't there, he's still going to try to sort of power through it. Doesn't quite have the eyes to look for that alternate direction to cut to.
Renegades to punt. 8:30 to go in the third quarter, up 17. Vancouver going to try to complete an epic preseason comeback. From the 18-yard line, not much room. Nobody's had a lot of room returning punts tonight. That wasn't the case in San Francisco. Gabriel Manning making a case for the top play of the week with his punt return touchdown last night.
What, no defensive plays on the list?
No defensive. Let me think about that. I'll get back to you on that. I'm sure there are plenty of defensive play. Get off me easy. There going to be some defensive plays. Handoff to Sanchez. Picks up 4 to the 24-yard line. 75 yards on 18 carries.
Well, I gotta root for my boys on the defensive side. They're the unsung heroes. They don't get to catch the ball, and usually when you're calling their number, it's because some wide receiver happened to get a step on them. So, yeah, I'd like to see defenders be recognized every now and again.
Second and 8. Hey, everybody needs a champion. 2nd and 6 at the 24. 7:48 to go, third quarter. Toss out to Sanchez, and Von Sanchez has a first down. Sanchez down to midfield, and Vancouver in business once again. Another fantastic run from the Legion.
I don't know which. We have to look on this replay who the defender is, but you do not tackle Sanchez high, or you got to go low. He's just going to shrug you off.
I couldn't tell who that was. Probably a good reason. Probably a good thing for him. 7:25 left in the third quarter, and Vancouver's on the move after the Sanchez gets another big run. He's near 100 at this point. Sanchez will pick up a couple more as Drury makes the tackle. And as a defensive guy, Easy, you got to love how Dave Drury looks tonight, all over the field.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to have, a guy that just flies to the ball. And as a linebacker, he's really your first line of defense when they get past that line.
Hand off to Sanchez again, and Avon Sanchez this time rapidly open field, just a 2-yard pickup, I believe. Oh no, that's Salazar again. He's also been pretty nice for the Oklahoma City linebacking core. Okay, 3rd down and 6. This will be Pepper's probably first pass of the second half. You can see the numbers there. 5 receptions, 27 yards for Martino on 6 targets. Pepper going to throw. 5-step drop. Tom Pepper, good pocket. Deep ball down the field. One-on-one coverage. It's incomplete. Brady Clark is there again. Brett Killian was the intended receiver, and Clark continues to impress from his free safety position. Oklahoma City always has had really strong safety play, whether it be Tank Savage, Billy Joe Casper, or the new girl on the block, Thomasina Rahman.
Yeah, that's just a wide receiver not helping the quarterback out. He finally gets to be in, get some time back there, gets you a nice throw, puts it on your hands, and then you drop it.
So the punt is away from Vancouver, and a nice point made in the chat about possibly John Gregory being in and out of the lineup, an undrafted, actually listed as an undrafted rookie, but I believe he's coming over from Carolina, 6'3", 240, moved off the defensive line, and have yet to call his name out tonight. We'll see if they're giving him a rest too as he gets familiar with his new teammates. 6:12 to go in the third. All Renegades. 3-yard loss. Frank Champion in the backfield. That's got to be at least his second tackle for loss.
Having a little technical difficulties, lost sound.
Oh, well, we can still hear you. Hand off to Doyle, won't get much there, so 3rd down and 14 coming up.
Back on.
We got you back easy?
Yes, sir.
And that was weird. We definitely, you were still transmitting out into the ether. 42 watching right now as there's lots of other football action going on, but we thank you for spending your night with us. That pass is caught, but shy of the first down. It's going to be hard to pick up 14 yards, and a balding Andy Hamilton on the sideline there, loving that. Rich Pratchett on the catch, but Key makes the tackle to force an Oklahoma City punt. No scoring here in the third.
Dan Rookie was able to get separation and man-to-man to get the ball. Unfortunately, it just a shallow pass.
4:42 left in the third quarter, a waning third frame of tonight's ball game. Vancouver still trying to make their mark after that really strong opening drive. Braun on the return, and that'll set up Vancouver with really nice field position at their own 43.
Now, one thing that I can say about Tom as a quarterback, he's not affected by bad plays. He just shrugs it off, and he takes the next one as it comes.
First down with 4:35 to go. We'll see how he can shake off a 17-point deficit here in his first game back in a Vancouver uniform. Of course, started his career in Vancouver as Sanchez picks up one, and Drury is there again on the tackle. We're in that green band. Not sure if that's on purpose or not, but representing veterans tonight.
I'm all for supporting veterans.
4:12 to go. We got plenty of them in the league, including James Richards and Michael Irvine and Jason McGee, an active duty member. Who's
Myself.
that? Yeah, yourself.
Myself.
There you go. Thank you for what. Tell everybody a little bit about your past there.
I served 11 years in the United States Coast Guard. Our offensive coordinator, Matthew Martin, also served in the United States Navy.
Martin's another one. Well, thank you for your service so much. And I'm sure everybody appreciates that, and really looking forward to getting involved in some more charity work with the military as we develop things around here. And while we're talking about veterans, the veteran Chris Braun, 2.5 years removed from retirement, makes the catch, but is nowhere near the first down, and Vancouver will have to punt it away, and both offenses just a bit stale here in the third.
Now, speaking of people not being subbed in properly during preseason games, my first game, the only time I got subbed in as a defensive tackle was on goal line packages.
Did you make the most of it?
No, I look bad.
OKC on the return out of the 16-yard line, and Deacon Nickens will take over. Well, Deacon Nickens, man, he's a gunslinger, and ever since he joined Oklahoma City, Now 3 seasons with the Renegades. He has made quite an impression as you look at Doyle's outstanding numbers here tonight. Nickens just looking to take Oklahoma City to that next step. They haven't won a playoff game since season 2 as Doyle loses 2 more. More tremendous defense on that front for Vancouver.
Yeah, you got to root for the teams like Vancouver, Oklahoma City, for them to turn things around. Competition in the league is good, and we don't want to see the same teams sitting in the title game year after year.
You don't want to see Alaska and Tallahassee Part 3?
No.
2:28 to go in the third, and Nickens will hand it. Oh, J.W. Doyle speared at the 14-yard line. What a tackle in the backfield by Devon Woods III. He's been a really nice addition to this Legion defensive front, and it's 3rd and very long now for Nickens, who's going to have to pass.
The first sack I ever got was against Chris Christensen, and I'd like to get a few more.
Christensen.
Yeah, CC.
3rd down and 13. Nickens near side, caught. 1st down. That's Shea Carroll on the near side. I thought it was Pratchard there for a moment, but Carroll making the play, the former Baltimore Vulture making it happen.
Yeah, Nickens is just picking Vancouver apart. Doyle having such a strong run game just opens up the pass. You got to be able to run.
John Gregory in the chat, he says, my 6 years in the Air Force were great, and I got a cush meteorology job, so I sat around and didn't get fired for bad forecasts. Boy, John Gregory has my dream life. If only I could not get fired for being wrong. Pratchard now 4 catches for 89 yards and a touchdown in his debut. That one was Carroll, though, on the outside.
Yeah, that Oklahoma just settling in and seems comfortable to move the ball.
1:20 to go in the third. Renegades chewing the third quarter away. Handoff to Doyle. Got a couple. In on the stop was Carrion Wallace, who's been playing a lot instead of Trey Lawson. Might have been a different game if Lawson saw more action tonight, but it's preseason. It don't matter. 3rd down and 4 for OKC.
Yeah, when you're up by more than 2 scores, it's all about burning the clock up and putting pressure on the other team.
Yep, and they do just that on 3rd and 4, but Doyle can't find any running lanes. Major Key makes another stop in the running attack for Oklahoma City, and another punt coming for the Renegades, and that's all we've seen in the 3rd quarter after a really exciting first half.
Yeah, and in OKC, hopefully they next time they get the ball, just stay conservative with the pass and stick with the run. Vancouver's at the position right now with the clock that they're going to need to start putting points on the board.
Return up to the 28 for Braun. So 3-possession game here with 11 seconds to go in the third, and I would agree with you, Easy. They need points, and they need them fast. Coming up next, 8 o'clock Central kickoff. New Orleans Pharaohs and the Baltimore Vultures get their preseason underway. Both those teams with new looks, including former Renegade Deezer Powell, now playing in New Orleans, along with Zig Washington. Pharaohs and Vultures coming up next on YouTube. 2-yard loss for Sanchez. Both running backs over 100 yards tonight, but both have seemingly only gone backwards here in the third quarter, and that ends a dreary third quarter of play, but not bad. Still got a quarter to go, and a lot of SFL preseason action on hand. 24-7. Sorry about that, folks. 24-7. This is the SFL Network on YouTube, presented by APM Music.
Yeah, for Vancouver to have a chance, they're going to have to start using those 3 wide receivers that they invested in. To stick with the run to be simply to limit the amount of hits that they're going to have on Tom Pepper.
Oy. Von Sanchez, that was ugly. Day Drury again in there for a stop to bring up 3rd down and 16. By the way, Andrew Francis, who moved from linebacker to safety in the offseason. 15 solo tackles in the loss to Denver, and that is a preseason high so far. So shout out to Francis on a great game in the preseason. As Pepper on 3rd down and 16. Oh, he got it! Chris Braun right at the sticks. A perfectly ran route for the 1st down.
That's exactly what you want your wide receiver to do. Jump up, get that ball, bring it down.
Boy, nice route there.
Yeah, Tom Pepper displaying a nice little touch and be able to drop it into him.
Braun making some plays here tonight. I believe that's catch number 5 for Chris Braun. 10:05 to go in the 4th. 24-7 OKC still leading. Sanchez will take another handoff and pick up 3. But I think you got to start pushing it down the field just like on the last possession, as Sanchez is sitting just under 4 yards of carry now.
Yeah, if they're going to stick running, it'd just be a matter of the Vancouver coaching staff wanting to see what they have in a preseason game and not worrying about the win.
Hey, Hawkeye Assassins is Marine and Army here, so shout out to him as well. As Sanchez doesn't pick up much, and run, pass, run here for Vancouver as the clock is bleeding down to 9:18 to go. They must have an early flight.
Yeah, that may be it.
You know, it's tough to get flights in and out of Oklahoma City, not the biggest airport in the world. Out of the gun, Pepper 3rd down and 9. Oh, dropped it right over the middle. Is that Cade Stevens? No, must be a new reincarnate. Kyle Cobb with the incompletion, and Vancouver's going to have to punt it away. That's a shame.
Yeah, you would like to have seen them be a little more productive, but the fact that they're still going to the run just sort of seems like they're going to concede this preseason game.
Did you see that drop last year by Cade Stevens against Alaska? That was heartbreaking.
I did not.
In the corner of the end zone, had a chance to be the only team to end up beating the 2-time defending champs, and just dropped it as time expired. Tragic.
Yeah, the one thing I've learned in my season here in the SFL is you have to be perfect against Alaska. You cannot make mistakes.
8:56 to go in the 4th quarter. Oklahoma City got to feel pretty good about how they looked in the first half. Maybe not so much the second, although their defense has been very strong. As Nickens flips it outside, near side, and a punishing hit by Dante West. Pass caught by the fullback, Bo Long, and look at Nickens' numbers. $165, 3 touchdowns, and no picks tonight.
Those are some good numbers. And the savvy fullback staying in bounds, allowing the clock to continue to run.
Taking a big hit for it, too. 4-3 defense for Vancouver. 8:25 left to go in the 4th quarter. And off to Doyle, running left, and Doyle is smacked down again by Frank Champion, who's been living in the Renegades backfield tonight.
Yeah, they've been all over him. But unfortunately, it's a little too late.
8:03 to go. 4 receivers, 3 to the right side. Back to pass is Nickens. Nickens fires down wide open. Look at that. 40, midfield, 45, down to the 42-yard line. My, oh my. Shea Carroll with another big play for this Renegades offense for a 1st down.
Yeah, Deacon Nickens just comfortable sitting back, taking what's given to him, and you can't leave a wide receiver that open in the flat.
To the Vancouver 42-yard line, 7:48 to go in the 4th. And Nickens now nearing 200 yards, around 190 after that pass. And off to Doyle, and he only picks up 1. Another tackle there for Woods, the 3rd, as Doyle is at 117 and Sanchez has slipped under 100.
Now, the one thing I will say about Vancouver's defense. You have to understand, again, this is preseason. The schemes that their team is built for, you're probably not going to see run until week 1.
And off Doyle, running right, got a block. Doyle looking a little sluggish here in the fourth quarter. Picks up 5, got a really nice block on the outside, but can't turn that into a first down.
Yeah, with the amount of times he's carried the ball in the distance, I'd be tired too. As a defender, we tend to only run 5 to 10 yards at a time.
6:40 left in the fourth, 3rd down and 3. Lookins out to Doyle. That's nothing but trouble. Look at that. That's 5 different Vancouver Legion players in the backfield. And Oklahoma City will punt it away, and it's making for an easy night here in the second half, no pun intended.
Yeah, Vancouver's basically said, we're going to try to stop Doyle and make Dickens beat us, and unfortunately, Dickens has been able to make the plays when needed.
I like your combination of Deacon Nickens, just calling him Dickens. I think that's brilliant. Yes? No?
I got to learn to read better.
6:04 left in the fourth. That was almost a tremendous play on special teams. But going into the end zone eventually, the Renegades give the ball to Vancouver at the 20. 6:04 left to go in the fourth, in a sleepy second half between the Legion and the Renegades. Again, New Orleans and Baltimore coming up next. That's a sack for Oklahoma City, their 3rd of the night.
Yeah, it really wouldn't have mattered had the line held up. Man coverage, all the receivers were blanketed downfield.
5:45 left to go in the fourth quarter. 2nd down and 14. At the 16, handoff to Sanchez. Got 4. And you're right, Easy. Vancouver has no interest in making any sort of comeback, unlike San Francisco last night.
Yeah, they're waving the white flag. They're looking to catch that flight home.
In the first half, though, Brett Killian, Mickey Martino, Chris Braun really strong, particularly Martino in a brand new offensive system. 3rd down and 10 for Pepper. Pepper going deep. Pass is caught by Martino right on cue to the 35-yard line, a 15-yard gain. And that'll give Vancouver some momentum.
Yeah, and again, it's back to in preseason, you don't have your offensive playbook that's going to really, take advantage of your players. And you want to see these players, making the plays to show that when they do get the entire playbook, they're going to shine. And I think Vancouver's done that in the first half.
Kobe's got 2 sacks. Drury's got 1. 4:43 to go in the fourth quarter. Time winding down here on the first of 2 championship games, preseason games tonight. What am I talking about? 5-yard pickup for number 81, Slade Hansen at tight end to keep the drive moving. Pepper going to throw again. And a check down to Martino picks up 3, 3rd and 2.
Martino's got to help the quarterback out. Get past the sticks.
Pepper again. Fires it short. Caught. 1st down. That's Slade Hansen. Boy, death by 1,000 cuts if I've ever seen it in a no-huddle offense. As Pepper will fire it short side. Caught for a 4-yard gain. That's Martino again, and that stops the clock with 4:01 to go.
Yeah, it seems like the Vancouver head coach said, let's go ahead and check out our 2-minute drill to close this thing out.
4:01 left, fourth quarter. No scoring in the second half. And the Renegades going to walk back home with a victory. Pepper back to pass. And a long time to think about it, and really good coverage down the field. Pepper looking for an interference call, and he's not going to get one.
That was a good hit.
3:55 left in the fourth. Run through for lots of different people around the league, stats crew, broadcast team. players, coaches, everybody getting progression in, or bits in rather, for progression. Heading into the season, exciting stuff as Braun will not get the first down. 3:48 to go. I would suspect Vancouver go for this.
Why not? Preseason.
If you went for it on 4th and 7, you might as well go for it on 4th and 2. 3:32 left. Didn't get the first 4th down try. And Pepper on the second, out route far side, caught by Killian, and that keeps the drive moving.
Yeah, they're just dinking and dunking their way down the field.
Pepper to throw. Pepper deep ball, and it's intercepted. Intercepted down the field by Brady Clark.
Yeah, Clark basically saying, we're having enough of this.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's what it looked like. Well defended, and Oklahoma City was just tired of being on the field, and Pepper, ill-advised pass over the middle. The first pick of the night, but the third turnover for Vancouver's offense, as Deacon Nickens will start possibly Oklahoma City's final drive. Doyle's going to need to pick up some first downs, and he got one on the opening carry out of the 28-yard line, one of his better runs of the night through traffic.
Yeah, with that, going back to the interception, it basically goes, both defenses are basically set up to protect against the long ball. You can see that Pepper was really effective at the short passes underneath, but the one time he tried to take a shot downfield, the defenders were just waiting there for it.
Which could be another reason why Vancouver has not really tested the deep ball much tonight, seeing all that talent in Oklahoma City's secondary, particularly at safety.
Yeah, but they should have went to that dinking and dunking much earlier if they wanted to be competitive in this game.
2.5 to go. Hand off Doyle. Doyle trying to put this one on ice as Lopez makes the tackle. 134 yards on 28 carries for J.W. Doyle, and he gets 5 more there. They did not have to snap it again before the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, this is being able to run the ball when it's time to run the clock out is a sign of a good SFL team.
Mind you, Queen City.
Yeah. Yep, all the big boys do. Tallahassee, Alaska, they have that big power back that's gonna get them yards. It's gonna run the clock. It's gonna get them first downs.
It's the Quip 2-minute warning here on the SFL Network on YouTube, presented by APM Music. Brush your teeth, people. 2 minutes, twice a day.
How about you, Cam? What are your thoughts on some sleeper teams coming into the season from what you've seen done in the offseason?
Some sleeper teams coming into this season as Vancouver's going to call a timeout. Another first down there for Doyle. I have to say that in reviewing the New Orleans Pharaohs roster for the media guide, which you can pick up for $10, I think it's 64, 62 pages, 68, something like that, of SFL content prior to the season, but I'm really impressed with what New Orleans was able to do in free agency. They got Deezer Powell, improved their receiving core. They replaced Donk Bonkers with Logan Jack, the rookie, who we'll get to see next. And obviously the vast improvement by Xander Gold throughout last season makes New Orleans a really interesting look. And then I would say that this Vancouver team here tonight, I know they're on the losing end of things, but they've got one of the most passionate, dedicated teams to the SFL with Mickey Martino and Levant Irvine and Tom Pepper and Andy Hamilton and all those guys. And they really made a ton of moves. They wanted to be the most active locker room in the SFL, and they certainly, above and away, have done that for themselves. And who knows, maybe it'll translate onto the field. A lot of teams did not really failed to realize that Vancouver only lost one game last year by more than one score. A much better team than their record. So it's going to be interesting to see those bubble teams, essentially, from last year, and if they can break into the playoff picture as Doyle breaks somebody's face off, and that'll end the game as Vancouver's out of timeouts. What a drive for Oklahoma City to put this away.
Yeah, I got to agree with Vancouver. Andy Hamilton has basically stated what his plan is to get his team to the promised land. He last season 6-6, overall record 17-18. I think they're at that point to where it's time to just push the momentum over and to take that next step into the higher ranks of the SFL.
But Rudy Lomax is in for the victory formation as backups come in for Oklahoma City to give Nickens an ovation. He was the best-looking quarterback of the preseason tonight. 3 touchdowns, no picks to 3 different receivers as the Renegades got all of their weapons involved tonight. Duncan was a little quiet, but his time will come.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the victory formation. Any play that doesn't allow me to hit the quarterback is just not that fun.
One more kneel down for the Renegades, and they'll take this victory into the record books of Invisibles, since we don't keep track of preseason games all time. But Renegades get the moral victory tonight, 24-7 over Vancouver. New Orleans and Baltimore coming up at the top of the hour as SFL preseason action rolls on. And make sure always to follow us on all of our social channels if you are not. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram /SimulationFL. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the ball game. And Oklahoma City takes the halftime score into the locker room after the second half too. 24-7, the final. Here are your final numbers. Renegades with 344 yards of total offense, and they forced 3 turnovers, playing some turnover-free ball. Who was your MVP tonight, Easy?
Deacon Nickens. He just showed what a good veteran quarterback should be able to do. Sit back and just pick a defense apart.
Renegades getting 3 sacks, 3 turnovers, 3 passing touchdowns from Nickens, and a lot of rushing yards for J.W. Doyle. Nickens finishes at 192, just shy of 200. Well, Easy, back-to-back nights calling SFL action. We'll see you in the regular season. What'd you think being in the broadcast booth for the first time?
It's a fun experience. It's neat to really pay attention to that teams that aren't wearing your colors. But I'd just like to say that Oklahoma City, Indianapolis is coming to town, week 5.
Week 5, is it?
Yes, sir.
Man, that's going to be fun. Who's going to win?
No comment.
That's awesome. You know, sometimes when I put Steven on the spot, he gives me an answer that's just upsetting. But I love it. Look at that. 2 incompletions, Easy. 15 of 17, a near perfect QBR. Didn't expect that. Your final thoughts?
Oklahoma City's got to be really happy with this young crew. I think they're building a good foundation for the future.
For all of us at the SFL Network, I'm Cameron Irvine with Easy Temple. Good night from Oklahoma City. We're back at the top of the hour.